And we are live in 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all. How's everybody doing this fine morning? Check it out. Check it out. Look it. Don we now our gay apparel. It's not straight. It's fat. It's fat. Well, hello everybody. Hello Brian and Jamie Anderson. How are you guys doing this morning? Hope you are well, ready for Christmas. Shrimp already moving the food. Stop doing that. Stop moving the food around. Who said you could do that? Nobody said you could come in here, grab my pellets. Grab my pellets. That doesn't sound great. Nobody said you could come in here and grab my pellets. I don't know who authorized this. No worries, Jamie. Thanks for popping in. Jamie says he's not going to be able to watch, but we'll watch repeat tonight. Army Aquatics. Hey, how are you? So, Army, are you Hulk Logan Aquatics? Is that who that is? Yellowstone. Hello. Kaler's Aquatics. How are you? How's it going, Bob? All right, because I was going through my members list and I was like, Army Aquatics. That's got to be Hulk Logan. Well, I like the rebrand. I think it's going to be a good change for you. Not that there's anything wrong with Hulk Logan. Like that was pretty funny. Got Bob from Kaler's Aquatics, Yellowstone, Brian Dodson. Hello. So I'd like to start off the stream by thanking all of my channel members, Shelly Speet over at Lucky Aquatics, Bob Moss Nanotanks, Army Aquatics, which used to be Hulk Logan Aquatics, Robert Redmond, Tater Salad, Jamie Anderson, my lovely wife Amber, and Big Daddy Mark from Mark Shrimp Tanks. I got to get with Bob. Logan. I got morning voice. So how is everybody doing today? What does your plans look like? Anything exciting going on? What does your day look like? Yeah, if you want to do a live stream sometime, I'm always open to it. My schedule, I work every day but Tuesday and Wednesday. Yellowstone asks, how are the eggs doing that you saved? So those are in my cold tank, which my cold tank is struggling. I had another bacterial bloom yesterday and I lost 2 shrimp in that tank. They're still bubbling away though. So I check on them about every other day just to make sure none have hatched and things look good. It looks like there's a couple of them in there that have got some fungus on them that have died. So I got to figure out the best course of action of how to remove those ones without ruining the other ones. I may have to run to like the fish store and see if I get a pipette because I don't have any here. All right. So Army Aquatic says, I'm doing a web series on YouTube. There's something about fish. I like it, man. Sounds good. Yeah, if you want me to participate, let me know. I'm easy. Actually, I'm not easy. I'm pretty busy, so we'll have to coordinate schedules. So fun fact, that is a term that drives my wife crazy because when I don't care and I don't want to make a decision, I say, oh yeah, I'm easy, and it drives her insane. Yeah, so I think I figured out what was going on with the coal tank. I had placed some new cholla wood in there, and I don't think the cholla wood had been boiled long enough, as well as it may not have been cleaned very well when I purchased it. So it just started to break down fast, and pair that with the fact that I cleaned the filters in that tank with tap water because I broke the tank down. I went from a neocaridina setup to a caridina setup. And when I broke it down, I completely cleaned the filters with tap water. So I think I sterilized everything, which, rookie mistake, things happen. So if you're ever going to reuse your filters after breaking down a tank and not cycle the tank again, definitely don't use tap water. I've cleaned filters with tap water in the past and never had any issues. So I wonder if it was just out of water too long, and then combination of tap water, and it was a comedy of errors for that tank. And then yesterday, I thought everything was going good, so I added some Brightwell Aquatics, Brightwell products, which I think may have caused a bacterial bloom. So I'm hoping that I did a large water change on it, and I'm just going to leave it alone. I am the worst fish keeper because I can't stop putting my hands in the tank. And with shrimp, that's one thing that you don't want to do. You want to leave them be, let them do their thing. Don't mess with it as much as possible. So Army Aquatic says his web series is about how aquariums affect mental health. And I can definitely say that I am, more focused, more clear-headed with my aquariums because they definitely do affect mental health in a good way. Just the bubbling water and all kinds of stuff. All right, so this is a Christmas live stream. So what are you guys getting for Christmas or have asked for Christmas that is fish or shrimp related? That is the topic of today. Feel free to reach out, share with me what you feel you would want for Christmas that is fish related. Hey, Kay, how are ya? Kay says, afternoon, Kyle and everyone. And apparently, I don't have that command set up, but that is okay. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Nightbot. So if you would like to support my channel and become a member, feel free to do so. The link is right there. All proceeds go back to my shrimp and my shrimp tanks, which I would like to thank all of you so much for all the super chats as well as memberships and just watching my videos in general. I was able to go out and purchase some new shrimp recently. So after I get the videos uploaded and on my channel, I will be announcing those tanks or those shrimp. So Atkins Nature Aquarium says, hey everyone, good morning. Good morning, Kyle. Hey Atkins, how are you? Yellowstone wants an RODI unit. Yes, that is on my Christmas list as well. I love our community. Everybody knows each other. Yeah, so RO unit, definitely a great Christmas gift, especially if you're a shrimp keeper or fish keeper even, and you live in Arizona where you have hard water. Gotta get my liquid crack. Oh, excuse me. Woke up this morning, my nose was all stuffed up. I'm like, let's see how this goes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to live stream. I don't think you guys want to sit there and listen to me sniffle. $125 for Christmas, please, says Ian. Let's see. Bob says he wants heaters and lights. So heaters and lights for Bob. Ian wants $125 for Christmas. Logan says, I like that Palmer Aquatics is willing to be a part of my channel. Chris Weber, he's a great guy. He loves the community and he loves to assist other streamers or other YouTubers and content creators and help them grow. I've talked to him personally quite a few times, and he's a great guy. He's a little rough and sassy, but he's a great guy. He'll give you some shit for sure. Logan also says 180 with the Dovey is on my Christmas list. There you go. Just small asks. You know, we're not asking for a lot here. Just a little bit. Maybe Fish Santa will listen. So these are my blue bolts, which once I get my coal tank underway, you'll notice that a lot of these guys have some black dots on their head, which is a different color pattern. So you can see it there in the back. You'll see how they have the blue and then those black spots. So that was from one of my blue bolts had almost blue steel color. So he had a real dark head as well as like that blue body. And I coaled him because this is a blue bolt tank, not a blue steel tank. And then my coal tank crashed, so I lost him. So I'm excited that I've got those genetics in there because, you know, I may not have a blue steel tank or, you know, breeding this tank for those attributes, but to have those shrimp in my coal tank is nice because if I ever want to start breeding for those attributes, I can just take a bunch of those shrimp and throw them in a tank. Yellowstone says, I just woke up, turning on lights. Logan says he always wanted a Dovey cichlid. Ian, I'm not sure if you're asking me, Atkins Nature Aquariums, how's the Goofy Oscars doing? They're good. It's funny, I'll live stream in here and they don't like it. They don't like that I'm in here with them. They don't like that I set up all this equipment. And they just mean mug me from the glass and then fight with each other. And Brian says, my husband and myself have both been sick for the past couple of weeks, not even setting up a tree this year. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Brian. Hopefully you guys feel better and you can throw up like a table tree or something, like one of those little mini trees. Hope you feel better. Xanadu. Good morning, fish fam, friends. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you, Xanadu. Welcome to the stream. So I did toss some food in some of the other tanks. I'm just kind of waiting for them to start swarming before we move the camera. Excuse me. Bob asks, Kyle, what about you? What is Santa bringing you? You know, me and my wife go all out every year, and we get all kinds of stuff for each other, and I usually give her some things that I want, but with pretty much buying everything that I want, I didn't really have much to go on. So I left it up to her. So I have no idea, absolutely no idea what any of my presents could be, which is exciting. So I don't know if they're shrimp related, if they're, pop culture related with some of the random things I'm fixated on right now. Harry Potter is a big one. So, you never know. We'll see what happens. We're buying a house. So we tried not to go crazy for Christmas. Well, Brian, hope you feel better. And, I hope you get to chill and watch the stream and just hang out with some fishy people. Xanadu says, man, I want some shrimp. I'm nervous about acclimating them, though. Acclimation process is easy. It's keeping them alive after that part that can be a struggle. Shrimp aren't too hard. If you want some shrimp that are pretty easy, get some Amano shrimp. They do pretty well in most community tanks, and you won't have any problems with them. All right, let's work on moving the camera. Got to move some floaters out of the way real quick. I need to start pulling floaters out of this tank, or at least out of all of my tanks, because there's just so much. It just grows so fast. Come on. Just talk amongst yourself. I'm just going to be digging in this tank. I I need to create like a barrier of floaters for the lights. Because I have to move all of the Salvinia minima out of the way. Otherwise, you can't, the light doesn't penetrate. You can't see the shrimp. It doesn't penetrate through the thick layer of plants that are in there. So we just left the blue bolt tank. This is my, oh, you can see my reflection. This is my orange eye blue tiger tank mixed with my black King Kong extremes. And I just cold this tank. So I pulled out a lot of the gray orange eye blue tigers. So there was some orange eyes in there that looked like regular tigers. They didn't really have the dark blue tint to them. They were kind of brown. So I pulled those out, threw them in the cold tank. Bob, thank you so much, Bob, for the super sticker. You're amazing, man. Merry Christmas to you. Definitely appreciate it. And I will make sure to invest that into some shrimp food for the shrimp. Yes. So everybody loves the idea of setting up multiple tanks and having all of these lovely shrimp and fish and all the extra stuff, you know. But it all costs money. It does cost money to run. Thank you, Nightbot, for the shout out to the Poseidon's posse. Absolutely. Yeah, so these guys, what I've noticed is since it's been getting colder, the blues have gotten a lot more brown. So my orange eyes have started to turn brown, and there were some of them in there that were just not the greatest looking. So I was able to pull them out, put them in the cold tank. So hopefully it's not a death sentence to them. You know, that tank does good for a week or so, and then all of a sudden something happens and I lose some shrimp. So we'll see how it goes. I feel like I jinxed myself because the same day, I'm like, you know, everything's good. I think it's finally turning around, and boom, dead shrimp. And so I just need to keep my mouth shut. We're just not going to talk about that tank. That tank's just going to go on the back burner for now. Why are you attacking your driftwood? Crazy fish. So yes, definitely excited for Christmas. Excited to see what's happening. I've got my mom in town, so I'm probably only going to stream for an hour today. I've got somebody coming to work on the car as well as my mom's in town. So, but I didn't want you guys to miss out because I know today would be the last day of me live streaming before Christmas, and I wanted to wear my Christmas shirt. So I wanted to wear my Santa shirt. You know, I wonder if this is what you're supposed to do with it. You're supposed to put it up above your mouth. Except I just need to dye my beard. We'll do that. Let's see here. So there's tons of babies in this tank, except they're all on the filter in the back. So I doubt you guys will be able to see that. But oh, you can kind of see it. So way back there, there's tons of little ones on the filter. They like to filter feed, so they'll just sit up there and do their thing. But I'm excited for this tank to start taking off because it seems like there's not very many shrimp in this tank, but there really is. They just don't swarm like the rest of them. But did a water change yesterday, and I'm not sure if any of you guys saw my video. If you didn't see my video on my daily shrimp room activities, go check that out after this, because I happened to catch myself do something on camera, and it was pretty funny. So if you watch till the end, you saw me make a fool of myself, which was good. So if you are just joining us, thank you for joining the stream. We are watching some shrimp and talking about fishy things related to Christmas or Christmas things we want for our shrimp tanks and fish tanks. What do you want for Christmas that is related to your fish? That was a struggle. I could not get that sentence out. But I am on vacation. I have 5 days off, which is exciting. So my vacation started yesterday. I'm off until the day after Christmas. And I hope everybody has a good day. Lots of fishy stuff to do. All right. Does anybody have a question for me? Otherwise, we could just sit here in silence and watch the shrimp. So I do have something exciting that I'm going to be announcing on the channel in the next couple weeks. I got some new shrimp, so I can't wait to share that with you guys. It's killing me that I haven't edited the video and put it out. It's going to be at least a couple weeks before I do it. So I need to get on it and get that out there so I can start showing you guys, because I'm excited for it for sure. So Bob says, got to head to the Ark to volunteer. Have a great stream. Hey, thank you so much, Bob, for stopping in. I appreciate it. And thank you for that super chat. You're awesome, man. And thanks for volunteering. You know, this is the time of year to go out and help your community. So if there's anything you can do, you know, even if it's monetary, that helps as well. Kay says, yes, have any of you used Moringa? And if so, how do you feed it? So Moringa, like any other leaf or plant, you can blanch the leaves and add it to the tank. You could dry them out, feed it as a powder. I actually buy Moringa leaf powder and use it in my shrimp food that I make. So I will mix that with some other stuff, some spirulina, some chlorella, as well as like bee pollen. And then I purchase baby food. So if you go to the baby food section and get like the organic baby food, you can get like spinach and green beans, and then you use that as your binder, and then just mix all the powder together until you get a paste, and then you can dehydrate that in a dehydrator. You can feed it as a paste food, whatever you want to do. So Moringa is great. It's a superfood. I actually use it in my smoothies when I make them. There we go. Now we're starting to see some shrimp come in here. And it looks like there's at least 3, buried Black King Kong females. Like, look at this big female right here. You fan those eggs, Mama. Give me more shrimp. Yeah, so Moringa is definitely a great food for fish and shrimp. It's got a high protein content and it has great nutrients in it. It truly is a superfood. And Moringa is one of those plants that you can actually eat all the components of it. So the roots grow as tubers in the ground, kind of like I don't want to say like potatoes, but the roots are a lot thicker. So the roots of a moringa tree will grow big, kind of like a potato, but they're not of that same family. And then the bark and the wood, and it's all good for you. Hey, John. John just popped in. Hello, John. How are you, sir? Welcome to the stream. So definitely, Kay, moringa is good to use. And however you want to feed it, if you want to make some paste, you want to sprinkle it in as a powder, works really well. One of my buddies here, Ryan, Big Z, he actually has a moringa tree in his backyard. So our climate here is pretty warm, and he's able to grow a moringa tree, which is really cool. He's also got a mulberry tree, so I need to go over there and steal some of his foliage. Now, I will say the last few days have been really cold here. I am not a cold weather person. I live in the desert. So I'm used to warm weather, and I am absolutely freezing right now. And if you know anything about being cold, it affects your brain. So if I seem like I'm trying to think or say something, I'm just cold. It's not used to it. I'm used to 120 degrees. It's like 70. John says, giving my hips and knees a rest from wrapping gifts. Too old for this. Shh. I feel you. I've almost got all of my wrapping done. I ran out of tape, so I got to run to the store. I told my wife, I'm like, I'm just going to use blue masking tape, painter's tape. It'll be fine. And she's like, no, you're not wrapping my gifts with masking tape. She vetoed that idea. So I got to go get regular tape, I guess. Some of those orange eyes in this tank are super blue. John says, LOL, below 0 Celsius here. Lovely. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. It's way too cold, man. It's too cold for me. All right. So I think I'm going to move the tank. So, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. The shrimp are mad at me. I moved to their food. So I went in there, and they had moved the food to the back of the tank. So I moved it closer, and they all scattered. So this is the Serrata Tank. So I have Tangerine Tigers as well as Aura Blues. And you can see there's absolutely a gajillion shrimp in here. And I did order some black substrate. So I'm going to be adding a thin layer of black substrate to this tank to give those tangerines a little bit more of a pop, to give the blues a little bit more pop. And if you look, we have successfully crossed the Tangerine Tigers with the Aura Blues. So I am now in the process of culling out all of the baby tangerines. So if you look, there's tons of baby tangerines in this tank. And I want to pull those guys out because we're not shooting for that orange color. We want the bluish green color. So I need to pull the tangerines out so that way we can continue to mix the blue with the greens. All right, so let's catch up on chat. John says, tempted to wear jeans, but not quite cool enough yet. Kay says, can't tap for a while as I'm rolling homemade truffles at the moment. Yes, Kay, take your time. Don't be distracted. Get home safely. Oh, you're rolling homemade truffles. I thought you were driving. So she can't type for a while, rolling homemade truffles. I hope that some of those truffles are making it my way, because you can't just say that. I'm a fat kid. John says, Armageddon, Grimper Shrimp. JJ Kool-Aid, thanks for joining the stream. JJ says, this breeding project is so cool. Thank you, JJ. It's one of my favorites, and you'll hear me say it all the time. Like, this is my favorite tank. This is my favorite tank. I say it about all my tanks because I love them all so much. And I just went up like 10 octaves there. I got to talk a little bit deeper. Yeah, so the babies in this tank are definitely showing some green colors to them. So the name of the game now is just build the colony and start to selectively breed those babies. I'm going to see if I get a closer shot for you guys. There you go. Now you should be able to see. Oh, I got to clean the glass. So now you should be able to see some of those greens in there. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That glass has got some algae on it. Nightbot wants you to send me some money. Thanks, Nightbot. Nadia Eddie, thank you for joining. Says, boy, FYI. John says, so I cleared 50 cherry shrimp out at the weekend. Looks like about a dozen have given birth since. Yeah, they're like, hey, he took half our posse. We got to go through and make some more. Yeah, I didn't realize how much algae was in this tank. So this is one of my most prolific tanks right now. So it doesn't surprise me that the glass looks a little bit dirty. I'm gonna have to get some Brillo pad and go in there and clean it, because having all these shrimp is nice, but if I can't share it with you guys because my glass is dirty, you know how to fix that problem? Yeah, we just back the camera up a little bit. Hey, look, now you can't see the algae. Everything's good again. And that's blurry. There we go. That's a little better. Focus. Focus on Miss Shrimp. You're killing me, Smalls. Oh, I saw it there for a second. You get the gist. All right, let's see. Hello, Shrimp family. MYI Shrimp, how are you? Thank you for joining the stream. Draco, does your father know you're in this stream? Draco says, these shrimp spark so much joy. Thank you. I appreciate it. These are, like I said, these are definitely some of my favorites. JJ Kool-Aid says, do you need RO water for Tangerine Tigers? I'd like to get some. What are your water recommendations for them? So Tangerine Tigers are a little bit more forgiving than, say, Caridina shrimp, or, well, they are Caridina, than your typical Caridina shrimp. I would say that tigers are one of the most versatile shrimp because they are more forgiving when it comes to water parameters. So as long as you drip acclimate them really well to your water, you keep the water parameters consistent, there's not a lot of swings, they'll do well for you. So for these guys, I do have them in Caridina parameters. So the GH is 6 to 7, pH is 6 to 6.4, as well as 0 kH. So they're more of a soft water acidic shrimp, and they do better in that type, but they can do well in a tank that has a little bit harder of water. So it all depends on the breeder as well as how you transition the shrimp. So getting little shrimp, baby shrimp to transition to harder water is going to be easier than trying to have an adult shrimp transition to a new tank. John says half. There's around 300 in that 5-gallon. That's good. If you have that many shrimp in a 5-gallon tank, you're doing something right, John. That wasn't your tank that you had the Vorticella in, was it? MYI says glass is not bad. It's not up to my standards. I'll take some sponge material and clean it up. I've got some filter sponge I can use. Yeah, it's not bad, but it could be better. Especially when you're trying to show off shrimp like this, it makes it hard. JJ Kool-Aid, you're awesome. JJ Kool-Aid super chatted. $1.99 super sticker. Are those actual stickers? Because I can't see anything. They are, aren't they? Yes. So the shrimp absolutely love the algae. They love to be able to graze on it, eat on it. So you are absolutely correct. For filming, not so much. And I think it's okay if I clean that, one spot of glass right where I film. They've got all the algae growth on the rest of them. Yeah, I know when I've purchased stickers in the past that I can see what they are. For some reason, it's not showing me what it looks like here. It just shows me a couple lines. It's interesting. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And Merry Christmas to you. John says, the tank that had Vorticella has gone from 30 to 60 shrimp, despite going into a totally uncycled tank and getting Wheatley salt dips for a month. They were Neo Caradinas, right? Was it Blue Dreams, I think? Yeah, Neos are pretty forgiving. They'll be able to bounce back pretty quick. So John says, yep, my Skittles tank is primarily an algae farm. I think I've seen that tank, yeah. MYI says, tanks in purple. Yes. Thanks in purple. Meh. Oh no, I'm trapped. Getting tangled up in the cord. Whoa. Focus. 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 Huh. That's good. Thanks, MII. So he said the sticker was thanks in purple. Yeah, on my screen I have my, oh, there it is. Okay. I didn't have it far enough over. I was going to say I have the chat popped out to where I could see it. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. Let's see. Go to share screen. Share screen. This one. Share. Okay. So if you look, oh no, I want to share the whole thing. Share. Stop share screen. Share. Entire screen. Yeah, entire screen. That works, right? Yeah, there we go. So I have my chat over here on the left, and all I could see was this. But if I open it up farther, now I can see the thanks. So thank you so much, Kool-Aid. Go back to the shrimp. Sorry. Oh God, what are you doing? There we go. I'm just not technologically advanced. John says, Caridina would fossilize in my water instantly. They can't chew their way through calcium. I bet your snails do really well. How are your snail shells? Super rock hard. Yellowstone says, "Got to run to take the baby to see the doctor. Have a good one. Merry Christmas." Well, I hope your baby's okay, Yellowstone. Thanks for jumping in the chat. Merry Christmas. I need to set up more tanks. I want to pull out the tangerine babies and get a regular tangerine colony going. John says his snail shells are thick. All right, time to feed the crystal tank. Bloop. Drop some food in there. Feed the Shelly Speed Dragon Bloods. So my sponsored tank from Lucky Aquatics, the Dragon Bloods, and something else. So I am crossbreeding the Dragon Bloods with something else, and that is to come in the future. So what I'm going to do is drop some. Oh yeah, these guys move fast. We don't even have to wait. We don't even have to wait for the crystals. Be right back. See, these guys swarm. They swarm quick. Let's move that leaf out of the way though. So much quieter in here with the crystal pump off. Excuse me, sirs and ma'ams. Excuse me. Excuse me. Give me old leaf. Give me old leaf, baby. Get out of here. Nobody wants you in here. Ugh. All right, I'm back. Snails are a good way to soften water, though. They take up the minerals for their shells. That's a good idea. So MYI says, what kind of shrimp would you like to keep in the future? You started with Neo and switched to Carandia. So what's the next step? So, of course, the progression in shrimp. We call it MTS, multiple tank syndrome. So the next step is my house. So once we finish our house, once we move, then I will have a full 10 by 10 room to do whatever I want with as many tanks as I want, because I don't have to scare my landlord, because I will be the landlord. I will own the property myself. So my plan is to have at least 3 of those industrial racks, which carry 7 tanks each with 4 shelves. So that is 28, right? 28 tanks per shelf. Times that by 3, it's over 80 tanks, which definitely excited for. So I'm gonna do all kinds of shrimp. I'm gonna get my Neos back. I'm gonna do some more Caridinas. I'm gonna continue the breeding projects and continue to crossbreed shrimp. So the goal is to set up my own business and to have as many tanks as I possibly can and breed as many shrimp as I possibly can for that business. So I'll have my breeding tanks. I'll have my tanks that I carry my stock in, as well as I'll have my crossbreeding project. So I got a lot of stuff coming up. And if you're new to my channel, now's the time to subscribe because things are just going to get better. You know, I feel like I create good content now, but once I have more tanks, once I have more shrimp, I'm going to be able to do all kinds of stuff, even more crossbreeding videos. And so I'm not a breeder to keep any of my secrets from anybody. If I cross a shrimp and get something cool, I'm going to tell you, which is fine. I have no problems with that. Thank you for the question. John says, I need more Acha gabonensis and bamboo shrimp. Now my biker has bicker gone. They won't be snackos. Yes, he ate full-grown bamboos and 4-inch gabbins. That's awesome, man. Yeah, some of those bamboo shrimp get pretty big. I just did a tour of my local shrimp guy, and he has vampire shrimp. And those things were like this big, almost like crayfish size. So I want to get some of those for sure. Those are definitely interesting, but I'm probably not going to throw them in any of the 10 gallons. Jamie says, and get rid of the chins. I'm not getting rid of my chinchillas. I love my chin children. MYI says, sweet future to looking out for. Absolutely. I'm definitely excited for it. It's going to be a slow process because, you know, like most things, it's going to cost some money to get all set up. But I'm excited for it. I can't wait to get some more tanks and separate some of the shrimp out. Even if I don't purchase any more shrimp, I can fill quite a few tanks with the shrimp I have now, because I can start selectively breeding my blue bolts and getting some of those deeper colors, and so I'm excited for it. Yes, I knew you meant the chinchillas. I'm already getting rid of some of my chins. Yeah. And if some of you aren't aware, I've lost 130 pounds since I started YouTube. So not since I started watching YouTube. If you go back and look at like one of my first videos, you can see how big I was. And it's nice to look at, and it's good, you know, introspective to see like I've come a long way. And I just eat plants, cut back on the meat and dairy. So let's see if I could pull up this original video, my very, very first video I ever did. Little baby Kyle talking about aquaponics in a 75-gallon Oscar tank. Got to watch all the ads first. Oh, God, it was landscape? It's just a picture of my face. Let's find a different video. I'm going to show you guys. I think I had a tripod at this point. Nope. No tripod. There we go. All right, let's do that. So share screen. Bloop, 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 bloop. Window. Bam. So look at this little chubby guy. Ah, little chubby cow. So you could see I was pretty big. I'm still big, but I was a lot bigger back then. So I've come a long way. The inception. Let's see. Great news. I'm excited for your future goals. I'm going to be here to keep you on track. Thanks, Jamie. I appreciate it. Okay, be back later, lurking again. No worries. Merry Christmas to all. Hey, Big Z, how are you, man? So Ryan went with me to Mike Coleman's house, my shrimp guy. Sorry, my footage. And we went and checked out all his stuff. So my video tomorrow, that's tomorrow, geez, is I don't know if I'm going to be able to edit that today. We'll see. So we'll see what my video tomorrow is going to be. It's going to be the tour of the shrimp room, of his shrimp room, but we'll see. I've got some time today if I can get it finished. If not, I've got another video to do. So if I don't make it back in time, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you, Jamie. Give it another year and you'll be able to go camping in your old t-shirts. T-shirts. I don't know if I want to go camping in some t-shirts. I was going to ask you, Ryan, the shrimp are still alive? Good. So my coal tank was doing good. It was doing great. And then I fucked with it yesterday. Whoops, bleep that. I messed with it yesterday and I had some losses. So I did an emergency water change with some water I had bubbling. So everything's doing good. Excuse the F-bomb. It just slipped out. See what happens when my friends jump in here? I can't keep my persona in check. I try to be PC, keep things family friendly, but stuff happens. I don't know why these guys decided to pool in the corner here. Let's see if I can scoot that over. Be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, they weren't too happy with me, but I moved the food. It's fine. It's fine. John says, I'm amazed. I managed to not swear. Normally I embarrass dockers, truckers, and sailors. Yeah, I'm the same way. Usually every other word is my favorite adjective. It begins with F. It's just so versatile. It explains everything, every situation. So these guys have been doing really good. This tank was struggling for a while. I was starting to see the colony decline. I didn't really see any deaths, but I was seeing a lack of babies, lack of buried shrimp. The adults were disappearing. I only had a few juveniles left. I still had hundreds of shrimp in the tank, but it wasn't 500 shrimp or however many was in there. There was tons of them. But I started doing more water changes. And since I started doing more water changes, I've noticed that the females are buried again and everybody's doing good. Everybody's happy. Ryan says, yeah, I have that problem as well. We complement each other. It's okay. So I was talking to Mike this morning and they're talking about canceling the Southwest Aquatic Society meeting this month in January because of COVID. So I'm not sure if there's a little baby in there. There's a little guy. So some of the juveniles are making it. So I'm not sure if they're going to cancel it or not. We'll have to see. So Ryan says it's probably time for me to do a water change. Would you think? I usually skip a week when I add new shrimp. So I do weekly changes, but if if I add new shrimp, I give them 2 weeks to acclimate, because you don't want to take them from the water they came from, put them into new water, and then do a water change again, because that's a lot of moving, transitioning, and you could argue that if your water parameters are exactly the same as the tank water, that it's not too much stress. But I always want to give the shrimp an extra week, just one extra week, and then do the water change. So if you want to skip this week, it's not going to hurt anything. I was going to say something else. I forgot. So yeah, I would skip a week. You don't have to do one this time. Just that way, you're not stressing them out. There's a buried female in there with a deformed skirt. I'm not sure if you guys could see that. She's up on top there. I could see her eggs right now. But her skirt, so the skirt is the underbelly where they carry the eggs, and her skirt is flared. So it's like this. She's got a piece that's sticking out. So I'm not sure if that's because she's a new mom and this is the first time it's happened, but definitely going to keep an eye on that, because you don't want any deformities like that in your colony, and usually you want to cull those out. And I'm not a person to kill my culls, but she may be one that I feed to the Oscars, because even in my cull tank, I still use those shrimp for breeding stock. So any deformities like that probably become fish food. Hate to say it, but we don't want those genetics in the hobby, and it's an unfortunate thing. But if we're going to preserve some of these lines, it's stuff that you got to do. It's the downside to breeding. Sometimes you get deformities, and I feel that's the most useful way to take out a shrimp is to feed it to a fish. It's still sad, but it's at least you feel like you're doing something. I would much rather it become food than just smashing and tossing it in the garbage or something. But I do not condone killing your culls. Definitely set up a cull tank so that they can live out their lives. Ryan says, okay, gotcha. Keep me updated on the meeting. Yeah, I told my boss he doesn't have to schedule me off that day, but that I may take an audible if they decide to keep the meeting. So John says, managed to get my weekly water changes all done on Monday. Pleco tanks will get a second change and filter clean. Always do. 150 and a 6-gallon is a bit heavy on stocking. Yeah, just a little bit. That would say I would probably be doing water changes every other day in a tank like that. Oh, my nose is itching. So that's the second deformed shrimp I've seen come out of this tank. The other one's sitting in my cull tank, and I thought it was just a failed molt. So we'll see what happens. But we've been streaming for about an hour, so I'm probably going to call it because, like I said earlier, my mom's in town, as well as I have somebody coming to work on the car in about an hour, and I wanted to run to the grocery store. So hopefully I can run to the store and grab some stuff before he gets here. John says, I tried that with culls, ended up with another colony. Yeah. If you're culling for deformities, it's best to take them out or not let those genetics keep breeding. Because we don't want to have that in the hobby, because a lot of times those deformed animals, they suffer in some way, and it's not good. Because with her skirt sticking out like that, I'm sure crawling through stuff, she's going to get that stuck on things, and that could possibly rip her exoskeleton, cause bacteria infection. So it's not how their bodies were designed. It's not how they should be. So with that extra little flare on it, she's going to be trying to move in and about the tank, and she's going to get her side stuck on stuff, and that can cause injury, and it's not good. I'm hoping it's just a failed molt because she's a new mom, because all these shrimp in here are juvenile. They're less than an inch. You've got that one big female up front that just flew over, but most of them are pretty small. Because like I said, this colony did crash. Hey, Chris, how are you, buddy? Chris says, "What up, goober?" Mark from Mark Shrimp Tanks came in and did an emoji bomb. Yeah, Mark, how are you? So here, we'll ask a question. We'll do what Mark does. Chris says, "I'm good, bud." So all of my channel members, let's go ahead and emoji bomb for Mark from Mark Shrimp Tanks. What did I click on? Oh no. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, so do me a favor. Don't forget to hit the like button on the stream. So since Mark's here, we'll ask the question. Mark, I noticed in this tank that one of the females, her skirt is kind of flared outwards, and I'm not sure if it was a failed molt or if it's a deformity, and she should be cold. I think I see her right up top there, so I'm not sure if it's just because she's a new mom. I reported the stream. That's okay too. If you don't like me, it's fine. I like me. That's all that matters. So yeah, I'm not sure in that instance if you would call that a deformity or if it's just a failed molt that didn't go planned. Because I know you've talked about short-bodied skirts and short skirts and stuff like that. Yes, it's a failed molt. She'll molt better next time. Okay, cool. Yeah, she's got eggs right now, so I'm sure she'll look funny for a little bit. It's probably the extra water changes I've been doing on my tanks. They're like, we can't molt fast enough. You got to stop changing my water. Chris says, I'm a deformity. Most of us are. Most of us are, through evolution, have deformed, and those traits have decided to stick. So yes, we are all deformities. We are all equally worthless. All right, let's go back to the aura tank. Let's look at some serratas. Ooh, ah. So I will stream for a couple more minutes and then I am going to take off. So if there's any questions you would like to ask me, now is the time. I'm waiting any day now. So if you're just joining us, I was talking earlier about how I culled this tank. So I had gone through and I pulled out a lot of the tangerine babies. So any of the babies that had some tangerine to them that looked more orange than blue, I pulled out. So you'll notice that there's a lot more of the green aura mixes. And my sister is calling me. So we are going to call it, guys. That is the end of the stream. So thank you so much for popping in here and hanging out with me. I definitely appreciate it. And Merry Christmas to you guys. You guys are amazing. So thank you all for being a part of my channel and everything. I love you all and Merry Christmas. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye.